What else we got for as far as reckless spending, massive debt, things crashing? One of my favorite liberal Democratic-run states, Illinois. I said it before. I'll say it again. Everywhere these liberal Democrats are, not even necessarily liberal, most just Democrats, basically. And again, I was a Democrat all my life. My dad told me, Joe, you don't vote for anybody but those Democrats. Why? What's the difference? Because the Democrats are for the people and the Republicans are for big business. All right, Dad. Okay. What did I know as an 18-year-old ready to vote for his first time? Did I tell you my dad's a Republican now? Did I tell you I'm a Republican? Exactly. Authored by Mark Glennon via wirepoints.com, Illinois' reckless $45 billion capital spending binge is now exposed. Again, this is an area, remember, Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, he's leaving, I'm not running for mayor after this, I'm out of here. You got that right, he's out of there. Because when he's done and you see what you're left with over there, it'll be devastating. Again, the property taxes across the state skyrocketing, yet housing prices going down. People are fleeing the state. Here's one conclusion: the Illinois legislature either has no real grasp of the financial situation in this state or simply doesn't care. It is our suspicion that too many legislators simply don't understand the financial reality the state and city faces. Champaign News-Gazette editorial, June 2nd, 2019. When Governor Pritzker announced a 41.5, let's make sure, Governor Pritzker, Democrat or Republican? Democratic governor. Let me just put Democrat. There was a Democratic nominee for governor of Illinois in 2018. Net worth? No. That's not real, is it? An American businessman, philanthropist, excuse me. Not, it's PH. Philanthropist. Yeah, right. In politician, serving as the 43rd governor of Illinois since 2019. He's a private business owner based in Chicago and a managing partner and co-founder of the Pritzker Group and a member of the Pritzker family who owns the Hyatt hotel chain. He has an estimated personal net worth of about $3.2 billion. Now see, Donald Trump, who said, I don't need this. I don't need to be the president. I've got all the money in the world that I need. My family got an enterprise. I don't need to do this. I don't need the headache. But if I don't, the country's falling apart. And we're going to be, a socialist dump. So I've got to run to help save this. And I'll gladly do it for you people. I don't need the paycheck. I don't care about that. This guy, on the other hand, doesn't have a similar story. No, I want to become the governor of Chicago to make myself a little more wealthier, get some more handouts and whatnot, like is typical from most politicians, Republican or Democrat. Anyways, when the governor announced $41.5 billion capital spending plan a few weeks ago, we thought it was surely just a pie-in-the-sky first offer, that economic realities and unpopular tax hikes needed to fund so massive a plan would chop it down to something reasonable. Silly us. The plan has now increased to $45 billion. To get a sense of the enormity of that number, consider that it's over twice the state's combined annual revenue from personal and corporate income tax collection. It dwarfs all recent capital spending programs. The Illinois Jobs Now capital plan under Governor Pat Quinn was for $18 billion in new projects and $11 billion for reappropriations from previous years. Governor George Ryan's Illinois' first was for $12 billion. The Build Illinois program under Governor Jim Thompson was $2.3 billion, to give you an idea. We understand the case for a capital program of some kind, but this is madness. A spending binge so massive, prepared by proven incompetence and dumped on the General Assembly along with thousands of pages of other budget and spending matters, inevitably will be loaded with pork and waste. Even on sensible projects, spending will be excessive thanks to the absurd prevailing wage rules that govern all of it. They drive costs far beyond what the private sector pays, which we've documented often. The average total full-time equivalent compensation under our prevailing wage laws, including benefits for all job categories over all counties, is $119,000. Public unions effectively set those numbers. Their power is unchallenged in Springfield, which largely accounts for this capital bill. How will Illinois pay for this? That's not entirely clear, since nobody has had a chance to fully digest what the legislation and disclosure so far have been, that's not entirely clear since nobody has had a chance to fully digest the legislation and disclosures so far have been horrible, cherry-picked numbers given to reporters. The only good news is that the federal government apparently will reimburse Illinois for about $10 billion of the 45. Though Illinoisans pay part of that too, by the way. According to a Chicago Sun-Times summary, Illinoisans will see the state's tax on gasoline doubled. Higher vehicle registration fees, an increase in video gaming terminal taxes. What? Charges on sports wagering revenue, license fees from casino and sports betting, a tax on parking garages and lots, removal of the sales tax exemption on traded-in property valued over $10,000, and an increase on the cigarette tax by $1 per pack. You thought your cigarettes were expensive? Now we're raising the prices, all the cigarette companies. We're raising the prices a few years ago to help people stop from smoking. Yeah, they're addicted. They're addicted. That'll stop them, make it a little more expensive. No, they're going to go get the money and pay more for it now. That's exactly what has happened. Oh, and this time it's not the cigarette companies trying to help you. We did it for help and love. It was for purposes of love. It was love, Mr. Krabs. It was love. No, it was a scam by the cigarette companies. And now you got a scam by your government in Illinois. $1 per pack charge. Here we go. Just to give you an idea, if a pack of cigarettes, cheaply at $4, some of them are, going up a full $1 is raising you 25% more cost on that pack of cigarettes. Adding $1 to it. Cook County municipalities would be allowed to add a 3-cent tax on top of the state-issued motor fuel tax. However, the latest version of the bill apparently eliminated a real estate transfer tax increase, a $1 a ride fee for ride-sharing services, and a tax on cable and streaming video services, which were in the initial proposal. Much of it will also come out of the state's general fund, putting more pressure on the already desperate situation there. And no, that won't be fixed by a new progressive income tax. Revenue that from that has already been spoken for elsewhere several times over, and they put a link to it in case you want to see what that's been spent for already. Spoken for. One way or another, though the tax increases may not yet be clear, the bill will have to be paid. Where will the money be spent? According to a Chicago, Illinois news summary, the plan would allocate $33.2 billion for transportation projects, including roads and bridges, $3.5 billion for education infrastructure projects, $4.3 billion for state facilities, and $1.2 billion for environmental conservative projects, as well as $420 million for broadband expansion and $465 million for healthcare and human services facilities. So the city is expanding broadband like internet services, yet the internet services companies are the ones charging you. So why would the government, through you taxation, pay to help expand that when you have to pay a bill to a private party who gets to collect all the profit? I'm a little confused by that. Oh, that's right. Democratic run governor probably going to get a kickback. I got it. We will have much more to say on this, the budget and the rest of the legislative session, as facts become available. It will take time for much of what was done to be exposed. Yeah. When's the last time I told you I really love having cryptocurrencies as my little financial back pocket, rainy day fund? Oh, I think I just told you my last video. Sorry it took so long to tell you that again. As this stuff gets out of control, You have to take matters into your own hands to protect yourself financially. You can't rely on that pension fund. You might kind of be able to rely on a 401k thing, maybe, sort of, I don't know. But your pension fund, pretend, if you've got one, pretend it doesn't even exist. And then start realizing, what do I need to do to survive without that? And I'll say it, I've said this before, and I will say it again. You get a letter in the mail. Hey, JSNIP4, yeah, what's this? Oh, it's your pension fund company. What's this? What the hell is this? Huh. We're running out of money. You can take a 50% haircut right now. We'll pay it in full. Or cross your fingers, hope to die, stick a needle in your eye, that the money's there in a few more years. I'll go ahead and opt for the 50% payoff. Thank you. What do I sign? And a nice chunk of that money will be promptly going into cryptocurrencies. So that 50% haircut I took will double, triple, quadruple in just a little bit of a period of time, a few years maximum, kind of a thing. Oh, not worried about my pension fund. I got half of it in full. Oh my God, you had to take a haircut? Yeah, that's okay. I made 6 times that in about 2 years. It's good. It's fine. How'd you do that? Well, I put it in cryptos. You know, Bitcoin. Oh, the dark web stuff. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, the dark web. Yeah, that thing. Right. Where'd you hear that word before? Dark web. Oh, I think I saw on the news one time they're talking about Bitcoin and used to buy stuff like illegal. Oh, you mean like regular money does, and they launder it through the too big to fail banks, J.P. Morgan, HSBC, Wells Fargo, big time. You mean like those guys where they're laundering billions of dollars in money? Right. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Dark web means nothing then because they're doing the same thing in both places. Right. You could believe that and stay away from it so that I can get some more for just that much more cheaper. And on that note, we are having a nice little, as I said in my last video, having a nice little sell-off. We had a candle wick down on Bitcoin down to $7,700. And it's back to 70, almost 8,000, 79.69. Just watching this, you know, that old chestnut. Litecoin probably did the same thing, had a candle wick down to 101, back to 105. How about Bitcoin Cash? You know I love me some Bitcoin Cash. Same story, down to 375. It wicked down to 375, currently at 395-ish. And that's okay. Because players going to play, traders going to trade. You want to hodl, great. Wait for the recovery, doesn't matter. Because if you were in earlier this year at $125, when the Cobra called me and said, this thing's going to be so many multiples by the end of the year, it's a sure thing. I'm putting most all my money into it, and I'm going to sit on it. I don't care about the ups and downs. I'm not going to play it. Joe, I don't even think I'd bet this if I were you. Like, trade it. Just hold it. So even at today's price, after this nice sell-off we had today, $125 when he told you that? Yeah. What's it at right now? Basically 400, 396, 7 right now. $400. It was just it touched 481 a few days ago. Came back down, touched 453, and we're at 400. 125, huh? Yeah, and Litecoin, $30, $35 around that time. Where's it at? $100, 105. Oh, but it was 120 just the other, I know. That's what cryptos do, baby. I'd rather, honestly, I hate to say it this way, but I'd rather lose all my investment money in cryptos than give it to these effing criminal bankster scammers and politicians. Take care.